We love doing sports for different reasons. Some of us have a personal challenge. Some of us want to win a race. And some of us just want to be better than yesterday. The journey to achieve these goals is always challenging, sometimes risky. We must train in high-intensity zones to improve some of our abilities. However, high-intensity training can go the wrong way and can easily lead to endurance reduction. This harmful process is invisible and can only be noticed after it has happened. The key to preventing endurance reduction is continuously monitoring our aerobic and anaerobic energy generation systems during training. By monitoring, we can observe each second how both energy systems exert an influence on each other, and with this information, we can adjust the training protocol anytime and avoid harmful effects. For monitoring, I know someone special. But before I introduce your new friend, let me explain the endurance reduction phenomenon. During training, our body has an energy consumption that depends on the exercise intensity. Our aerobic and anaerobic energy systems are trying to fulfill this consumption, and both systems produce energy simultaneously. The question is, the exerted influence on each other is supportive or suppressive. If the intensity is low, the aerobic system can produce enough energy, and the anaerobic system works on a low level. In this case, the aerobic is the dominant energy system. If the intensity goes above the 80 level, the anaerobic will help the aerobic, but the aerobic remains dominant. If the intensity increases, the anaerobic support will increase too. When the aerobic system reaches its maximum energy production capability, the anaerobic system becomes dominant and starts suppressing the aerobic. As the intensity increases, the anaerobic system's energy production and dominance increase as well, and it suppresses the aerobic system to a greater extent. If the regeneration is improper, the aerobic system can't fully recover from the previous suppression. This means the aerobic's maximum energy production capability will be lower at the same effort, and need the anaerobic's support earlier. As a result, the anaerobic system will become dominant earlier. It will have to produce more energy, so the suppression will be greater. Without proper regeneration, this snowball effect can happen at high-intensity interval training, which can lead to endurance reduction. My family has been working with energy generation systems monitoring for over a decade. We analyzed physiological parameters and found connections that we can use to monitor the energy generation systems during the workout. For such monitoring, we built a device, the mnsX. We worked with Olympic and world champions to explore this new field together. They have got the chance to improve their abilities safely, and we have got a great amount of experience. While I'm making this animation, we are already counting more than 100,000 workouts where mnsX has been used. Our athletes have won new Olympic and world champion titles. Meanwhile, we gained valuable knowledge about how the body's energy systems work during training and how to control workout in real time by monitoring. However, we are still learning new things every day, and it is impossible to tell whether our understanding is almost complete or it is just tip of the iceberg. We have put all our knowledge and experience into mnsX, so it can be a unique device and the best training partner you could ask for. It is continuously monitoring your energy systems and calculating SEP. Okay, let's go back to the metabolic center. mnsX is calculating SEP, the safe energy production, which shows the momentary maximal energy generation that the aerobic system is capable of with aerobic domination. I know, it is confusing, but don't worry, I'm explaining everything. If you remember from earlier, there is a critical intensity level. At T time you cross this level. If you stay below, your anaerobic system will support the aerobic. But if you go above, your anaerobic system will suppress the aerobic. This means at T, your aerobic system reaches its momentary maximum energy generation capability. So at this moment, This is your momentary SEP value. Because the regeneration is improper, your aerobic system cannot completely recover. The maximum energy generation capabilities and the critical intensity levels are lower, so the SEP values. Because the critical intensity levels are lower, your anaerobic system becomes dominant earlier at the same effort and suppresses the aerobic to a greater extent. Still confusing? Let's see how SEP works during training. SEP's value is relative to your actual fitness status, and it ranges from 0 to 100%. The first exercise is 7 minutes at FTP. When you set your intensity at FTP, your aerobic energy generation increases, so the aerobic momentary maximum energy generation capability, so the SEP. But because the process is slow and you are above 80, your anaerobic system must support the aerobic. During the first exercise, a little hill comes and you put all your effort into reaching the top. Your anaerobic support increases and your anaerobic system becomes dominant and suppresses the aerobic. That's why SEP decreases. When you reach the top of the hill and set back the intensity at FTP, SEP goes up to 100% after a while. The second exercise is 30 seconds at 150% of FTP, then 2 minutes at FTP. Because your SEP is already 100%, any extra effort above FTP requires anaerobic support and it causes anaerobic domination. So, your SEP decreases. However, after the intensity returns to FTP, SEP recovers back to 100%. A 10 minutes of easy ride comes below 80. Your SEP goes back to around 70% because your body requires less energy than when you work at FTP. After 10 minutes, the last exercise comes. 30 seconds between 80 and FTP, then 30 seconds at FTP, then 1 minute at 120% of FTP, then 1.5 minutes recovery below 80, and repeat this set 3 times. In the first set, when you work between 80 and FTP, your anaerobic system supports the aerobic and your SEP increases. When you work at FTP, the situation is similar, only the anaerobic support is greater. When you increase the effort to 120% of FTP, your anaerobic support increases as well, and the anaerobic system becomes dominant, and SEP starts decreasing. If you remember from earlier, this suppression without proper regeneration can lead to endurance reduction. If you want to improve some of your abilities, you can't avoid the suppression, but you can handle it safely with SEP. After 1 minute of high-intensity effort, the 1.5 minutes recovery comes. The anaerobic support returns to almost zero, and SEP starts recovering. Thanks to SEP, you can follow the regeneration process in real time and find the optimal regeneration intensity and duration. According to your training protocol, after 1.5 minutes you should start the next set. But you can see that the recovery duration isn't enough. Your SEP hasn't completely recovered yet. So at this moment, you can change your training protocol, continue the recovery phase, and avoid endurance reduction. You can see when your SEP is completely recovered and when you are ready to start the next set. Using SEP gives you unlimited power to control your workout in real time. You can follow the regeneration process, find the optimal intensity and duration between each interval, and change your training protocol in real time to maximize the training efficiency and avoid endurance reduction. You can improve an ability while not reducing others, and you can also avoid overtraining and keep your trainability for the whole season. As I said, mnsX is a unique device, but not only because it can monitor your energy systems. Getting an mnsX is like starting a new friendship. First, you must get to know each other. mnsX has an empty energy generation model about you, and you don't know anything about how to use mnsX. From training to training, mnsX is learning how your energy systems work and adjusting the model to give you always the most accurate feedback. At the same time, you are learning how to read the feedback and use it to control your workout. You have already heard that each athlete is different. This is true for mnsX. Each mnsX learns how its owner's energy systems work, adjusts to it, and develops together. Once you master your mnsX, you get unlimited power in high-intensity interval training. During training, you can see the optimal intensity to improve your desired ability. Between two intervals, you can see the optimal regeneration intensity, and when you are recovered and ready for the next interval. You can maximize the training efficiency, improving one of your abilities while not reducing others. Thank you for watching this animation. This is just mnsX in a nutshell. It is way more than I could show in a video, so for more information, please visit our website. And for news, please follow our socials.